in ECF. At the same time, I don't know that it's really wise for ECF to be getting in the middle of that issue and to start approving devices and saying it should have this much of a ventilation or it should have that. I would much rather see ECF just kind of come right out and say, from all of our exposure in this industry, we believe that stacking batteries in series is an unnecessary risk and we don't recommend it. And just kind of draw the line right there. And if they want to create some links to some better battery education, like Battery University or some other battery links, I think that's a wise thing to do. But I think it's really a mistake to start saying we approve this device and we don't approve that device, because there's no way to control what somebody's going to do, whether or not they're paying attention to how they're charging their batteries, whether or not they're leaving batteries on a non-smart charger overnight, whether they're paying attention to how far they're draining their batteries and monitoring them on a regular basis with multimeters to see how well they're holding their charges. So here they have a situation where they approve a device that's now an approved device. But someone does something stupid and there's a problem.
Yeah, and
so,
I think that,
and just the whole aspect that this is an organization. This is a forum is an organization. It's basically a company. They are drawing revenue from the e-cigarette retailers that subscribe to them, as sponsored sponsoring suppliers. I forget the term they use, but so they are getting money from e-cigarette retailers, and they're approving some and not approving others, and that brings up whole issues of bias and it's a dicey area. I got to agree with you on that.
Well, this is, to me, this is a prime example of this community's strongest virtue, and also its worst virtue is overpassion.
He's a great guy, David is. I'm gonna bring Rolly in, Chris. He was on with me earlier, and he's very knowledgeable in terms of what we're all talking about here, and he deserves a voice. I tried to get him going earlier, and he said no, he wanted to be an ECHA representative today, but here is Rolygate. For those of you who don't know, he is the secretary of ECHA today. He's also, I'm going to let him say, how you doing, Chris?
Yeah, hi guys.
Just real quick, in case you don't know who.
Knives out and sharpen them and stick them in, so I'll let you have a go at the person responsible now.
But yeah, you know who Lou is, right? You know Lou, you know Leaoford, you know Linc.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Cool.
Well, everybody's kind of saying, look, ECF is going to tell people to do this or approve the certain brands or create rules. I've got to tell you that we're not going to do any of that. This is kind of like some kind of blown up incident, which is a lot smaller than it appears on the surface. For 2 years, if you go back and look at the posts on ECF, for 2 years we've been warning people that some mods have exploded. Okay, so we've been telling the community and the vendors about this for exactly 2 years in March 2012. Nothing's been done about the problem. 1 year ago, we introduced our first set of safety guidelines for metal tube mods, because obviously somebody needed to suggest some kind of improvements, because the makers were selling gas-tight sealed metal tubes for putting 2 stacked unprotected Leaoford batteries in, and that isn't a satisfactory situation, because it doesn't happen very often, but occasionally the batteries fail energetically. They produce a lot of gas. If they're in a sealed metal tube, obviously you've got a pipe bomb. So exactly 1 year ago, we introduced the first version of EMSS, the ECF metal tube mod safety specification. So this is nothing new. It's been going for 2 years, and exactly a year ago we came up with version 1 of that spec. Now, if you see small gas vent holes drilled in a mod now, that is a result of EMSS version 1. Nobody did that before we brought that safety guideline spec out. Okay, so that's as a result of ECF suggesting it was a good idea. I think you would probably agree with me that those gas vent holes are a good idea. Is anybody that would disagree with that?
I might, but I'm not going to break your flow. No, honestly, Chris, and you sort of know my view on this. I think if, and I know, and maybe let me be so bold as to say I know that if a battery goes thermal, the hole in the side of the tube is just gonna make it spin when it's going down your throat, or and listen, there's a lot of things that have to align, a lot of elements that have to align to get those batteries to the point where they do it. But
you got to have a chain of about 3 fails,
right? And unfortunately, that has managed to happen a couple of times, like, as you know, several times. It's scary. I am in 100% agreement with you that something definitely needs to be done, and I think you're sort of a target, because there's a lot of people. When you announced that you were going to do something, what immediately happened was everybody got an immediate opinion. And honestly, as a distributor, as a supplier of a tube mod, immediately my first instinct is to say it wasn't mine. Mine's not going to do it. And you saw a lot of people get verbal about that. And there were some other people that took advantage of the situation from marketing point of views. But in my personal opinion, to be very direct, I'm not sure that a hole in the side is going to make a big difference. But pardon me, but you
okay? Hang on a second. Okay. Let's just go back to what I asked. Do you think that our original recommendations of the small gas vent holes, the small ones that were in version 1, do you think that was a good idea?
Well, of course, you have to. I mean, you have to avoid a situation where pressure is going to build to the point where it can become explosive. But like I said before, the mere fact that you are supported by sponsoring suppliers does raise questions of bias. Now, I'm not saying there is any kind of bias. I'm certainly not saying that.
I have bias.
But in American law, well, okay, you have bias. In American law, there's a principle that you should not only avoid a conflict of interest, but you should also avoid the appearance of a conflict of interest. I mean, I would rather that, I applaud you for taking the initiative of putting together those guidelines. I would have rather that you promulgated those through an independent group like CASA. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so I'd just like to make the point now that Drew has avoided my direct question about whether small gas vent holes, the little 2 millimeter.
No, I was listen. Leaoford did it. Leaoford interrupted. I'm going to say.
Okay.
I'm going to say what is yes. Like, the Jeopardy kind of answer. But you're absolutely. I have to agree with the point that a small, any kind of hole would definitely prevent an explosion from a minor episode with a battery. In other words, the gassing of a battery. Yes.
I'm asking if you think that was a step in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Right. Nobody was going to do that before. Look, nobody was going to do anything about that until we suggested that they do it.
Okay, but Rolly, can I ask a question?
Sure. Yeah.
Was that?
My company, we don't actually sell any kind of big battery model at the moment, or any kind of mod at all. So I'm not familiar with your particular guideline. But are those gas vents the only option? Because I mean, there are other ways to prevent that kind of explosive pressure.
Yeah, but he hasn't. Honestly, Leaoford, to interrupt, he hasn't gotten to that point yet. He was just asking a preliminary.
I'm just trying to get to a logical process of trying to get to allow people to understand why we are at the position we are in today. That's basically what I was trying to do.
I'll wait.
Okay, so
I'll hold my questions till the end.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. Yeah. So a year ago we suggested that because at the time, according to the experience we had, which was limited, and the data we had, which was limited, this seemed to be a good way to go. Small vent holes might have fixed the problem. That's what we were thinking at the time. It turned out that that wasn't enough. And not only that, very few manufacturers even bothered to put those tiny little holes in. So one or two of them still produce absolutely gas-tight metal tubes. Now, there are various claims that they can vent in certain circumstances and whatever. And there are one or two metal tube mod makers who have experienced catastrophic battery failures, by which I mean simply an energetic battery failure that produces flame, smoke, and a lot of gas. And those mods have survived. And the two that I'm aware of are the GG and the Silver Bullet. They have several incidents that they can point to and say, look, ours is safe because even though the batteries have exploded inside, sometimes with a sound like a shotgun, according to their reports, the mod didn't fragment. It did not fragment and blow up. So that is reasonable evidence to say, well, perhaps we don't need any better venting than we've got at present. So I'll take that on board, and it may not apply to all mods, even of the mechanical and basic electrical type, because they might be so strongly built, like the SB here, built like a tank. And Chad tells me he's had 3 explosions inside them and it didn't blow the mod up. And I believe him because this is built very strongly. It vents out of the switch. The user gets minor burns and covered in soot, whatever. But that doesn't apply to other basic mechanical or electrical mods. So I'm not talking about electronic mods here. The only mods that have exploded and injured a user are metal tube mods with 2 batteries stacked with no electronic controls. So these are the only type of device we're talking about. Metal tube mods with 2 batteries with no electronic controls. So that's all we're talking about. And what we're saying is that in June, which will be 2.5 years since we started warning about this problem, in June, we will now start to tell the community in the same strong terms that we warned them about not using unprotected Li-ion batteries, lithium-ion basic cells. Now, you would probably agree that some time ago, about 2 years, 18 months ago, it was quite normal for vendors to sell pairs of unprotected lithium-ion batteries for use in mods. That was a common thing at that time. Nowadays, there are very, very few vendors that do that. And I believe that ECF was the primary reason that people do not do that now. So in June of this year, 2.5 years after we started to tell people that there was a problem and something should be done about addressing it, nothing has been done about this problem. And in fact, these explosions are now more frequent, not less frequent, because probably of the huge number more mods that are sold every year, perhaps double from a couple of years ago or whatever. That's what we're going to do. We're going to tell people, if you're going to buy a metal tube mod that can accept 2 batteries and has no electronic controls, you need to be a little bit careful about your purchase decision. And to help you make a decision, we will give a list of safety features that we think such a metal tube mod that takes 2 batteries that has no electronic protections should include. You can be assured that in our view, if you buy a mod with this set of safety features, we think it extremely unlikely that it will blow up in your face. That's all we're interested in, stopping metal tube mods exploding in people's faces. I would also like to point out that when we first introduced our guidelines and safety features for metal tube mods, there was a hysterical reaction from one or two mod makers, and I was attacked particularly viciously by a maker of one type of metal tube mod. That manufacturer has now had one blow up in a customer's face and is now facing a massive lawsuit later in this year.
Wow.
Over to you.
That is sobering.
Raleigh, what I was
not just the
I was saying just
go ahead.
On, a lot of this to me is about the community tends to react passionately to things. You know, I think the intentions of ECF and putting that out there are completely honorable, and I think that they're good to have those guidelines and that information out there. But I think in a typical this community, we get extremes in reactions, and I think that it's people make it out to be a much bigger deal than it actually is.
For sure.
Yeah, that's true. I'll grant that. And like I say again, you know, I applaud you for taking the initiative on that. But like I say, I mean, and I'm not that familiar with the guidelines themselves. I would just be leery of crafting those guidelines too tightly and not allowing for alternative means of avoiding the same problem.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good point. Can I come back to that before we go any further?
And I would also be leery of any kind of approval or disapproval system, and you know, and just in general, I'd rather it be handled by an independent group. But that said, the independent group didn't take the initiative to do this. So, you know, in other fields that I'm semi-active in, like atheism, the rationalist and skeptic movement, I believe in many approaches theory. You know, those groups get into a lot of debates over what the best approach is. You know, whether it's to be confrontational or whether it's to be accommodationalist. And I think there's room within those movements for all those different kinds of voices.
All right, listen, I'm going to step in here. I'm going to step in here, Leaoford, and tell you to cut down on your neck. You're getting a little off the subject there, brother. Try the 12 milligram. I want to give Lou the 4. He's been very patient, brother. I love you, man, but you're going out. And I thought you were going to whip out a Zen stick and crack me with it there for a second, but.
I'm just saying there's room for many different voices, many different approaches.
I agree. I'm just pulling your chain, brother.
Raleigh, to respond to some of the things you said, first of all, I really admire this description. I think it is a very admirable position. My original comment was not to really intended to criticize ECF. My focus is more my concern in a larger perspective that this industry is growing at a rate of something like 500% per year, or in the last year, some astronomical number. I don't have an exact quote. And it seems relatively clear that we've got a lot of relatively new vapors that are coming in, and they're getting excited about the various devices and the various configurations. And a lot of people tend to kind of jump before they jump before they learn to walk. And it seems pretty clear that the largest or most significant risk comes in series stacking batteries. And so I would just, my only point was I would like to see ECF kind of say, hey, the cases where we've had the most problems are really the most serious problems are coming from series stacking batteries. And yes, we understand, you know, how far you want to take it. You know, I mean, the reality is that the more advanced vapors and those that want to do it are going to do it no matter what anybody says. I'm just concerned about ECF as the primary forum worldwide. I mean, ECF is by far the biggest forum in the electronic cigarette or personal vaporizing industry, and a lot of people start with ECF and come to ECF and look to ECF for guidelines and information. And everything you said to me is very, very respectable and admirable.
I agree.
I'm just a little bit concerned with how far ECF wedges itself into the middle of the issue, and potentially does something happen somewhere that ends up damaging ECF's reputation. I don't want to see that happen. I want to see ECF continue to thrive. Of course, I want to see CASA thrive. I want to see We Are Vapers thrive. I mean, there's certain organizations in this industry that are coming together to really promote accuracy of information, safety, education, and those are the ones we need to protect, and those are the ones we need to watch out for. So my only point was I was a little concerned about seeing ECF get too deeply wedged into the middle of this issue.
Great points. Great points. And I agree. It's an easy stance for a lot of people outside of the issue to pull the armchair coordinator, and again, not to crawl up Chris's butt or anything like that, but it's a tough spot, and it's something. I agree. I think anybody with half a brain would agree that something clearly needs to be done in reference to something, just to wake up a lot of the stuff's out there, because honestly, and again, I sell an exhaler, and it forced me, your suggestions or whatever you want to call it, forced me to take another look at things, and by all means, there's new stuff coming out all the time. There's people right now designing stackable battery mods, in a number of forums and features, and it's something that definitely needs to be looked at and looked hard at. The thing that's scary, and I'll tell you, every time I hear this story, whatever mod I'm using, I sort of I go to take a hit, and I sort of point it to the side, and I'm thinking, is this thing gonna is it gonna blow my teeth out? But I certainly didn't want get involved in e-cigarettes or quitting smoking to lose an ear or half of my teeth or whatever. Nobody.
Yeah. This isn't a major problem. Okay, it doesn't happen very often, but it happens often enough that it's going to cause us a problem. And if it starts to happen more often, as more mods are sold, then the problem grows. Now, I'm told that it's already been used as a reason for one of the reasons that e-cig should be banned. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm told it was used on the Senate floor in Utah as one of the arguments as to why e-cig should be banned.
We know the Yankees are going to jump all over that, or anything.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So,
of course, somebody breaks a nail and they hear about it, they're going to put it up there.
Yeah. So you should probably get Elaine back and ask her, how would you feel about one of these incidents happening every month? Would that make your job any easier? And I think she's going to tell you, well, we just might as well give up and go home if that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
we're finished.
I'm sure that's the answer. And
all right, so absolutely the best thing that could happen out of this is that the trade finally get their act together, get organized, and do some testing or come up with some kind of way of sorting the problems out or whatever. But they will not move until you're right on the edge of the cliff. They wait until they're on the edge of the cliff. That's when they will do something about a problem. So now we're at the edge of the cliff. Somebody had to do something. So I figured ECF has the power. They'll just push it a little bit. We've been talking about it for 2 years. 2.5 years really is enough for somebody to do something about the problem. We'll just push it a little bit harder. And we can do that because we have the power. We have the biggest e-cigarette market in the world there. We have over 1,000 vendors registered at ECF now. Only about half that number are active. We have a huge traffic. We've identified that 10,000 people a day visit ECF absolutely new. Every day they are completely new to vaping. That's the power that we have. We have to use that power very, very responsibly, very conservatively. That's what we do. We're at the edge of the cliff. The situation cannot go on any longer. Somebody has to do something. Now, as a result of this announcement that we will be looking again very seriously at this problem in June, already people have started coming up with better designs, which is excellent. They're already talking about better ways to design a mod than have a large gas vents slots in the side, which is absolutely fantastic. If only they'd done it before. But they will not do it until you put a gun to their head.
Yeah.
I really wish the industry would pay attention to the flashlight industry. My dad is a big flashlight modder, and pop-off bottoms have been part of standard flashlight modification designs for a very long time. I'm really surprised that mods haven't taken
that's what I was referring to when I was saying there are other ways to keep them back.
Right. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure we beat this one to death.
Yeah, I hope I've put your minds to rest there. We're just doing the minimum that we possibly can to try and force some kind of movement on this issue, and no more.
Excellent.
Can I go back to my pizza now?
Listen, how long what are you doing with that pizza anyway? I let you go a couple hours ago, Chris, and
and a half ago.
Listen, this is the other thing. My wife's on here going, listen, she's in the house Skyping out to me. This Rolygate dude is my hero.
Absolutely. So, everyone I talk to, near enough, unless they're a maker of mods, is on my side. And I tell you, I've spoken to people who have actually been involved in these blow-ups, and the things they're telling me, they say they just can't believe the stupidity of some of the people they've seen on Vape TV channels denying that this is happening or denying it's a problem. They've been in there standing next to the guy's hospital bed when he's unconscious a couple of days after a series of operations with breathing tube down his throat. Yeah. They cannot believe the stupidity of people saying, well, it's not really a problem, or somebody else's problem, or we don't need to worry about this, or vapors should know what they're doing, or okay, only experienced vapors should use a mod. They just can't believe that. And, there are people who are actually saying this is some kind of scam or conspiracy or...
Right.
It's just
and listen, whenever you get, I think Linc was touching on that before. When you have a high concentration of people, you're going to have extreme reactions. And, honestly, I just try to think about, listen, I don't think anybody really likes going to the hospital, but for anything. But I just try to imagine like me or somebody in my family laying in a hospital with a chunk, a skin hanging off or, whatever. It gives me chills, and it's scary, and it definitely needs to be.
Okay, look, if you go back a year, this wasn't so much of a problem a year, 2 years ago. But we just have to recognize now that nobody knows what battery they've got. Okay, it could have a red AW label on it, could have a green Tenergy label for a safe, good quality LiFe battery, a ferrous phosphate battery. These batteries are counterfeited extensively now. So you have to assume that no matter where you bought your batteries, they are counterfeit, cheap, junk, stripped, recovered, unprotected lithium-ion basic cells. That's what you could be putting in your mod, and nobody knows any different.
Yeah. Right. Well, also, Raleigh, something I want to say is that when the Florida thing first came out, my first reaction to people was, we don't know the facts, and still to this day, we don't know the facts. So I like to advocate the position of, until the facts come out, we really don't know what happened, and people jumping to conclusions and saying, oh, it was this or oh, it was that, to me is much more harmful to the community than waiting for the facts and then having the general discussion about what are the safety things that can happen.
Sure, yeah, but the thing is that we have access to a lot more information than many people do, and although a lot of it is on ECF, it seems that most people only see part of it. So we've got a list of several of these now, and I'm not referring to that Florida incident in any of them because we don't, as you say, we don't have the details. We don't know what the device was. It might have been homemade copper tube mod the guy made in his garage or whatever. We just don't know. So, and when I've talked about these serious incidents, I'm not talking about that one. There's a bunch of other ones.
Yeah. I think he's right that a lot of people really aren't aware of the extent of it. I certainly wasn't. The Florida incident was actually the first verified exploding e-cig that I had heard of. Because I haven't been following this issue, I haven't really been following mods. I've never been a mod guy. So I'm glad to hear that. And
that's the first one that came to a national news level to the extent that it did. Yeah,
came to my attention.
That's the problem, because that was the first one to hit the media, but now they know about it. You can bet your bottom dollar they're beyond the case if it happens again.
Well, it raises another interesting issue too. Is the media itself? I mean, I think that the media did a horrendously irresponsible thing in the way they reported this. They just sensationalized the issue without really digging up and doing any investigative reporting to really find out what the facts were. And it just became this snowball effect throughout the entire media that just went absolutely crazy, and all the
it's funny because when you're on the inside of it, you get to realize that a lot of stuff that you see could be very different from the picture that they're painting for you. Why should it be different for every other item of news out there when you know how they've distorted what happened there? So it kind of gives you a very cynical viewpoint of the news process, which is not news to us in the UK, because we've got a major scandal at the moment with media corruption linked in with the police, linked in with right up at the top of the government. So we kind of know all about the ins and outs of that, because a lot of nasty stuff's come out.
Oh yeah, I can definitely get up on a soapbox.
People in those three groups are linked together closely enough that it's either in all their best interest to bury stuff, or money changes hands and they bury it, whatever. But you have to remember, if it bleeds, it leads. That's the way it is.
And as many people have pointed out, they're not only reporting it in a sensational way, they aren't taking any effort really that I can see to distinguish between mods and standard e-cigs. Every bit of reporting I've seen has pictured a standard cigarette-style e-cig rather than a mod. And also, as some of the many of the posters have mentioned in the chat room, you've got the same risk of a battery overheating or potentially exploding with your cell phone batteries, your laptop batteries, your camera batteries. I often say you really need to have some respect for technology. We walk around with potentially explosive devices on our person all the time. We drive around in potentially explosive vehicles. We don't always have the proper appreciation for the care that we need to take with our technology. And that's
the trouble with lithium batteries are very attractive, aren't they? Because of the very high energy density, but there are drawbacks to that. Anyway, I think we don't really want to discuss too much of this today, because this should be a happy occasion.
I'm glad we stayed off of this subject, Chris. I'm glad we stayed on the ECA thing, That was a great suggestion you made earlier.
Let me get back to my tub of chocolate ice cream, please.
All right, listen, do you want to say anything else about ECA?
ECA is a good little organization working hard in a little tiny country with hardly any resources. But we've got a bigger problem. Well, I guess we've both got the same problem. UK and US. US is going to see I reckon these are the golden years of vaping. It's never going to be so good ever again.
Right.
The FDA is paid to kill e-cigs. That's what they're paid to do. They are paid to kill e-cigs.
Yeah, they're looming.
It doesn't matter what the scientists tell them. Doesn't matter about the health issues. The health issues are irrelevant. It absolutely no matter at all. The FDA is paid by an industry, probably two industries, to kill off e-cigs. That's what they will try to do. Now, they couldn't do it lock, stock and barrel, so they will try to do it bit by bit. They'll nibble away at it, gradually try it and see what they can do to make e-cigs less and less attractive. So the trade is going to have a battle. Every year there'll be a new FDA type court case. So we're in for a lot of costs here, and
it's
that's the way it's going to go. In Europe, we've probably got an even worse problem because the EU has even more power than the FDA, and they will probably try to kill e-cigs because their paymasters are the same as the FDA's are.
Yeah, and we're actually starting to see it in the Middle East.
Yeah. So I think these are the golden years. What we've got now, it's never going to be so good again. So I'll leave you on that happy note.
Thanks, Rolly. Really appreciate you.
Rolly, can you tell us how we can support and what we can do to help support to
support ECHA UK, who are the prime movers in trying to do something about the EU situation, or rather the UK Trade Association, as CETA is. We would very much like to help. The community's job would be to contact all the MEPs and members of the European Parliament in each country, but we have no money, no resources. So that's our problem.
So how does one donate to?
ECHA's got a donate button on their website. If you go to the website, which is www.echauk.org. That's ECCAUK, echauk.org.
All right. Well, Chris, thanks as usual. You've been tremendously informative, and thanks for taking the time. I know it's like 4 o'clock in the morning over there, and you're trying to eat that. You're making a mess of that pizza and ice cream. Yeah. I'll tell you that. If you haven't finished that off yet, you got serious issues with pizza eating. If you ever come over here to the U.S., I'll show you how to eat a pizza in minutes. Consume 2 pizzas in less than 5 minutes.
The new Joyzy pizza method.
That's right. Joyzy.
Joyzy pizza. Yeah, Joyzy. What exit?
But yeah, Chris, thanks very much. And again, if we have any UK listeners that are still hanging in there, absolutely support your local ECHA group and get involved. I'm
making a donation right now.
Thanks.
Excellent. Happy World Vaping Day to all in the UK and you, Rolly, and thanks for getting this started, man. This is World Vaping Day was partly, or if not wholly, one of your babies. So
yeah, we started it, but we're hoping that other people pick it up, run with it, and in the end, we fade into the background, which is our duty as a little tiny place about the size of Rhode Island.
No, listen, we got you in the record books, pal. Don't worry about fading away. We got you down. Next year, we're gonna be massive. We're gonna have a thundering round of applause right now for ECHA and Rolygate in their efforts with World Vaping Day. And thanks for all you do, brother. And thanks for coming in and
excellent. Thanks, Drew. Thanks, guys.
Time with us.
See you later.
Great talk.
Good one, Chris.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can get to... Go ahead, guys. Beat each other up. Now, talk about him now while he's gone. Hurry up. No. He can't reply now, Leaoford. Go ahead. Say it. Say whatever you want now. I'm going to see if we...
I wanted to say. But if we've got a moment while you're bringing somebody up, I'd like to introduce somebody. Helen?
Is that Helen Waite?
This is a very important part of our blue team in China. This is my assistant, Helen.
Helen Waite, the customer service representative. Go to Helen Waite. Is that her?
No, she actually works with me on the manufacturing side. She helps me keep track of orders, keep paperwork in order. She does a lot of translating for me, and she's basically just invaluable.
Excellent.
So Helen really does the work. What you're saying?
She does the work while you sit around and hypothesize on the NLP and all that other stuff, right?
Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Helen. Helen,
I have to go now.
I need to go. A phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I saw her coming around in the background there. That's cool.
Yep. I just wanted to introduce her and give her a chance to be on live broadcast throughout the world.
I'm going to see if I can get Canada. It's probably the only one we haven't heard from yet.
Oh, Canada.
I got Jack over at Happy Vaper is at a meet. Been at a meet since 8 o'clock. I hope he's still around and can get some internet service. I don't know how their internet is over there, but we're coming to the bewitching hour. Oh, it looks like he might answer. Hello, can you hear me now? Turn your camera on, Jack.
Hello.
All right, here we go. Jack from Happy Vaper. Awesome. He's at a vape meet.
Thank you so much.
He's at a vape meet over in Canada. I got
One
yeah.
second.
All right, we'll wait for you. Put your headphones on. There you screwball. Let's talk about him like he can't hear us. Oh, look at your head. Look, we got like 3 bald guys on here simultaneously. Man.
Woo! Yeah.
So at any rate, for those of you who are ill-informed, Jack is the proprietor of Happy Vaper, man. They're in Canada. They are unprecedented customer service. This guy spends more money and time on customer service than anybody I've ever heard of in the industry.
Yeah, nice little story about Happy Vaper is they set the bar for me because I literally sent them an email and 45 seconds later I got a response.
Yeah, these guys, like when you place an order with Happy Vaper, right, you get like 4 emails and a phone call over in Canada. Like they ask you what you ordered, they make sure that everything I'm telling you, I'm not even exaggerating. The guy is off the chain customer service, like to a point of almost ridiculous. After you buy, and listen, I envy the guy. After you purchase from him, they call up and make sure you got your order. They track your package.
Oh, I think I hear you.
I can hear you.
Awesome.
All right, so yeah, so they track your package. They have like a form that they fill out. Like they call you up and say like you bought a 510. You know, this is how you use it. They send you directions, links. Let me get Jack to tell you exactly what they do. I'm telling you, the guy is unprecedented with customer service. He's actually in the lineup of ECF of suppliers, like right before or right after me. So the guy, well, how long have you been in business, Jack?
We've been in business for about 3 years now.
3 years, yeah. He's like right there. I can't remember. He's either right above me or right below me in the lineup.
I think I'm right below you, yeah.
Yeah, he started like 20 minutes after me, or he got his form like 20 minutes after I did. But so yeah, what's going on over there, brother?
It's pretty busy and loud. I hope I'm not screaming too loud at you. But,
No, you did that time, just that last
Sorry.
line. But at any rate, we're online with Leaoford, who says hello. I don't know if you can hear him. RedRock Hiker, Lou, NebrualBrat, and Linc from We Are Vapors. He's doing the Indiegogo film project. So,
all right, big shout out to Leaoford because he's one of the guys that if it weren't for Leaoford, if it wasn't for his video, his review on the E-Puffer Ease Magnum. And
that was late, man. That was way after he was. I was saying earlier, he was the first one I saw. He was doing a review of an 801.
Yeah,
he's actually how I learned to use an 801.
I gotta try this out. The guy's, yeah, it's rocking.
Yeah. So what do you got going? You got a lot of people over there, or what?
Yeah, I'll give you a quick show around.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'd like to bring up the.
You're not going to sing or nothing like that, are you?
Only for your videos.
Yeah, and for those people who don't know, I have a video at Jack's a singer, and he does like MP3 songs. The song "Creep" in my one video, and he sent me another one too. I can't remember, but he's the singer in it, and it says it at the end of the video, but nobody ever watches it all the way to the end. But go ahead, Jack.
Okay, I'm just gonna bring this around a bit.
Okay.
And let other. I tried to bring on the simulcast so people could see it at the same time, but that doesn't seem to be working. But I'll just go back to.
Yeah, that might make you crash.
With it? Oh, wonderful. Let me turn it off then. All right, so that's off, and I'm back with you. Okay, guys.
Your voice went off. You knocked your mic up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. You're back.
Sorry.
He was asking them their names. He's trying to act like he knows them all.
Yeah. Anyone want to say hi? We got simulcast World Vaping Day. Lots of people around the world. So, can you see everybody?
Yeah, we can. We're seeing them.
Okay, we got more over here. Say hello to the world, Oliver. Hello, world. Happy World Vaping Day. John, happy World Vaping Day to the community. Thank you. We got simulcast. We're on a simulcast here. Who are we simulcasting to? Well, I got.
We're England, Shenzhen. You know, we're running a stream. We have Leaoford on, who's in Shenzhen, China, and we're simulcasting to the USA and the UK right now.
All right. We got more people over here.
Wow, you got a good turnout there, man.
Catherine, you want to give a happy World Vaping Day to the all the good folks in the U.S., China, and the U.K.?
That's one of his customer service reps, Catherine. I forget her name on ECF, but
happy World Vaping Day. We got a simulcast U.S., U.K., China. Yeah, you're on camera. Where are they? U.S., U.K., China. Yeah, we can't see them because they're on the simulcast. So I bring that on, I could bring us down. So I'm leaving it off for the time being. Hi, world. Happy World Vaping Day to the world. Simulcast. Oh, very nice. You always got to have one of those.
Yeah, there's always one of them in there.
Yeah.
That's a great crew you got. You got a big group, huh?
Yeah, and these are our guys down there too. Happy World Vaping Day. All right. And I think that's about it for now.
Cool.
There's more coming, though.
So you got a good turnout. What are you, like 30 people there already, or?
Yeah, we generally get 40 to 50. We do it once a month. We get 40 to 50 of us out.
Hi.
Very cool.
Yes, we're vapors.
We are vapors. That was a great video.
Yeah, that's like every vapor in Canada is there almost.
There you go. From the East Coast. You know, we've had people, like we're in Toronto, we've had people come from Nova Scotia,
Cool.
which is like, you know, a good 5-hour flight. Good 5-hour flight.
Cool. So yeah, Jack, it's a pleasure to have you, brother. I was just bragging about your customer service and all that, how you're like the leader in the industry and Linc was commenting that he got an email return from you like in 45 seconds when he first started vaping, and they're all over it, man. The guy's over the top with customer service, really. Like, I almost want to buy from him. You know, if he had stuff that I needed, I would buy from him just because of the customer service and pay the extra shipping, you know?
Why, thanks, Truman. Much appreciated.
So, yeah,
we do our best.
It's cool. It's really great. You were like the missing. We had England. We had China. We had 4 or 5 places here in the U.S., and it was the cream to get the Canadian vapors in there too. So
right on. Well, I hope to be able to catch it on a replay.
I'm recording. I'm definitely recording. I'm probably listen. I've been on I'm coming into the 4th hour. I'm in the 4th hour now, so I'm actually overtime. But absolutely, man. Thank you for bringing out the equipment. I know it's only a couple minutes, but thanks very much, brother. I know you went out of your way to bring out your streaming equipment and all that good stuff. And
glad it worked out.
It's as usual. It's always a pleasure. And I was running some of your site up in the beginning earlier before we started casting, so that'll all be part of the tape. And
awesome.
Great, guys. I hope you have a great time. Happy World Vaping Day. And
thanks a lot. Happy World Vaping Day, guys.
All right, brother.
Take it easy.
All right, take care. All right. Well, it's been a long show. Oh, wait. I think I got
I'm back.
Iken in. Ikenvape.
Joe, respect from China.
Oh, maybe I don't have Iken. Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Iken, what's going on, brother?
Sorry.
What's up there?
Is that Isaac?
That's Isaac. Isaac from Ikenvape. Happy World Vaping Day, brother.
Happy Vaping Day. They've made Vaping Day to you too, man.
Listen, we got Leaoford on here from Shenzhen.
Leaoford.
Hello?
An old friend of yours, I'm sure.
We never officially met.
Ah, but you know each other.
No,
A fan.
but just seeing each other on the forums.
You're friends by proxy.
Yeah.
But listen, I got you on late. Iken, I just wanted to say, happy World Vaping Day and all that good stuff. Give you the opportunity to say hello to everybody. We're simulcasting from the USA and China. I mean, the USA and the UK currently. I don't know how many people we got left hanging on from the UK, but it looks like we got a few.
What do you mean exactly?
Pardon me?
I said, well, what do you mean? There's other people here.
Oh, yeah. There's 4 people on. We're streaming from Ecigtv and Vapor Trails TV in England.
Oh, very cool.
So, yeah, what do you want to talk about, pal? I give you 2 minutes of full streaming time. Tell us about what's going on in Ikenvape.
Oh, geez. Got me totally off guard here, Drew.
That's perfect. That was my plan. I don't want to hear some rehearsed spiel, dude. What's going on here?
Never believe in that stuff. Let me just tell these guys here to hold on. I have Mr. Lee over here, one of my engineers. Just hang on 1 second. Oh God.
So Isaac's got 2 minutes to tell us his vaping life story?
Nah, he's going to tell us what's going on at Ikenvape. Yeah, and his life story, too. Listen, if you really want to know, you can... The guy's an open book. He's always been available all the time. You could probably read it in his sub forum over there if you really wanted to know.
Oh, yeah. There's not much of a story, much really to tell on that. Everything... I don't know.
No, but Iken's been around a long time. I think he's been around, a similar amount of time with me, probably even a little bit longer. He was actually one of the original, before he even had a site, I think he was one of the original, if not the original, supplier to GG at one time, right? Pretty much?
Yeah, it was a first supplier.
First USA supplier, or first actual supplier that carried him over here in the U.S. But.
Yeah, that's when you were, you came out with, well, you had Drew's World back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's before I think I was even, had my my sub forum on ECF. Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, this time flies. What was that? 2008.
Yeah, right. The end of 2008, basically.
Yeah.
So Isaiah, where's Ikenvape located at?
Where are you? He's in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
yeah.
Not far away at all.
East side, about 20 minutes from Jersey.
Yeah.
Soon to be in a different city in Pennsylvania here.
Where are you moving to?
Still on the east side. We're gonna head over to the Copley Whitehall area. I'm sorry, guys. That wasn't me.
No problem. I know. We're not going to disclose who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Ludo by the way he stood up.
But yeah, lots of fun stuff coming out though. I mean, I can vape wise. Had a few interesting finds for the past couple of weeks. Been trying out new types of heating wires and whatnot.
Cool.
Might have came across a very, very excellent piece. It's excellent on battery life. It's almost not impossible to break. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna have a few letdowns, like less. Well, I mean, not letdowns, but with the testing that's been going on so far, I'm pulling out 3 months solid off one of them.
Cool.
You said 3 months?
Yeah, of exclusive use on this thing here. But it all depends what kind of liquid you run. You know, like I have like my closest buddies on the forum here that, you know, like Loft. He's been running the same IO6 since it first came out and the beginning of November.
Right.
And he uses it exclusively. He doesn't use anything else. You know, it's all what kind of liquid you're running through the engine and how it's going to burn. You know, like
Sure. There's a lot of factors.
A
ton of factors.
Oh, a ton of them.
Now, listen, even with the liquids I use, I've had atomizers that, last me 20 minutes, and I've had ones out of the same box that last me, a month and a half. But
yeah, well, I was gonna say I've had a couple of the 801 fusions from the Ikenvape that have lasted a good solid 3 to 4 weeks without any kind of performance degradation. But I don't think I've ever heard of one going 3 months.
Well, I don't know if you can, a fusion or any cartomizer. I usually, honestly, for a long time, I never even burned a cartomizer out. I just canned it because it started getting funky. And that started smelling like my shoe and tasting like one of my shoes. But
absolutely.
Drew, do you taste your shoes very often?
Yes, I do. I vape them all the time.
Right here. Getting to that point for me.
All right, so Iken, look, you got 1 minute left. Tell us about what you're working on, some new heating wires, some new atomizers.
Yes.
How's things with your business? Are you getting it?
It's insane, Drew.
I know you're getting beat up, man. I know it's tough.
It is, man. I need more employees, and I had to let one of them go for stealing from here.
Oh,
that wasn't good.
Listen, you have his number?
No. Speaking of, if there's vendors on here, watch out for those Philippines. I had a guy from the Philippines got away with about $4,000.
Yeah, dude, I think they actually did like a whole show on it on VP Live last night. As an innovator in the field, I think I was the first guy that got it, or the first guy. Listen, a lot of people aren't talking about it, but I actually started a thread in the suppliers' private sub forum a couple months ago about it. That I actually got lucky. He got me for they only physically got me for one order.
Oh, beautiful.
One like $300 order. But I know like Cisco, man, they barraged him, and I actually got a heads up because it was an order that I didn't have what they ordered. They actually ordered a Meucci Q with a matching stick, and I needed to call them to confirm the order. So that was actually how I got my heads up. And my wife's saying now, make sure you make an FTC report for e-commerce business because, if we all report to the right organization, they might catch them.
Yes.
Isaiah, you should contact me afterward because the vape team actually has a couple folks from the Philippines that think they've narrowed down who is actually doing this, but they need to. Yeah,
they know the guy. They definitely know him. They know his screen name. I just gave the moderator his name as he asked, and they knew exactly who he was.
Cool.
Yeah. So they
were contacted the vape team earlier and said that they need the vendor to file some sort of official complaint for the community to be able to take action over there. So I can see if I can put those two together to see if potentially you can do something about that.
Absolutely, that'd be great. One thing I want to bring up quick about you got me kind of scared about cartomizers here. You don't want to use them for far too long. And as Drew was saying, once they start getting a nasty taste, just get rid of it. I mean, for only $1.60, $1.50. I mean, get your 2 weeks and just toss it out. Because
I think it's one of the natures of
you've got to remember that cartomizer's word
is that you can hide that taste for quite some time. And being very cheap.
Wash them out, use them over and over.
Yes.
It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have liquid resonating in there. Like, if you would use a clear cartomizer or even a tank, use a tank, and over so many activations of heating down and cooling down, you're going to watch your own liquid start to taint. It's going to turn darker colors. You know, it got to get you thinking, like, oh my God, like I'm still inhaling this stuff. Like
that's the best part, dude. That's I don't even consider it a cartomizer until it gets that brown, funky taste to it. You know what I mean? It kind of sticks to your teeth. When you look in the mirror, you see like little pieces of cartomizer on your teeth there. That's how I judge, when a cartomizer is ready to go.
Being on the supply end, I get
All right, so Iken, man, I don't want to listen. I'm running out of time, and it's been a long day, brother.
You've been doing this all day, haven't you?
Yeah, about 4 hours now. But
so, Isaiah, are you going to be in Chicago?
No, not Chicago. We already booked down for Florida, and we're actually doing a closing on a house.
Isaac, we'll see you in Florida. I'm going to be down there.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you, brother. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, man. You're a great guy, great member of the community, and
the feeling's mutual, brother.
Good luck on your move.
Yeah, thanks.
Anything we can do to help out here in Jersey, or if you need anything over in Shenzhen, we got Leaoford here. He's over there now, so he went over. He took like a 3-week trip. He's been there for 2.5 years now. So.
Oh man. But you're still over there?
I am. I consider myself living here now.
Yeah, he's a transplant.
But I'll be heading back to the States later in this spring when we're ready to launch our new product line. We'll be having a big distributors meeting in Las Vegas, and any retailers that are interested in becoming distributors are welcome to contact us, and we'll give you all the information as soon as we have dates and locations set. And we're going to be launching a very exciting new product line. Obviously we're still. Obviously I can't really give the details just yet until we are ready to launch.
Not while I'm on here anyway.
I guarantee it's going to shake things up. It's something that nobody has seen in the e-cig industry yet, and it's going to make the entire e-cig experience more convenient, more enjoyable. You're all going to love it.
Listen, while I got you online here, could you just, Helen, can you hear me, Helen?
Helen,
listen, I want to just give you my number real quick. And I want to give you my Chinese cell phone number.
Hold on a sec.
When I come over there, I can talk to you and just find out exactly what all this hubbub Leaford's making.
Can't take
yeah, right?
No, I'm just teasing. Helen, thank you. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, see you, Wade. Or join us in Vegas and you'll get the first look.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, we're going to wrap it up, man. I just want to thank everybody for listening. And Iken, again, or Isaac, rather, thank you, man. And keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep up the good fight.
Oh, right on. Right on. You too, brother.
All right,
thanks for having me on.
So, listen, happy World Vaping Day to everybody. We're coming to the end of our broadcast. Cheers. Thanks, everybody in China, UK, Canada, everybody that tuned in and helped us do our little inaugural Ecigtv World Vaping Day kickoff. Lou, thank you. Linc.
Vape safe.
Anybody that I didn't get to, I had a couple other people.
And got to encourage everybody to pay attention to We Are Vapers. Try to get involved in that. We got wearevapers.com, and please come check it out and get involved. And this is something that's about the entire community. And Linc is on screen here. He's working his ass off to do an amazing job to put this thing together. He's dedicated the next year of his life. And we got a good team of people together. And we're really looking to put something very, very special together to really try to educate the world and bring some truth and education about vaping together. So please get involved. We need your stories. Anybody that's got some exciting or deep, profound stories about how vaping has changed your life, changed your family's lives, please contact us through the website links and participate. The more people that get involved, the more exciting We Are Vapers is going to be.
Thanks, Lou. And Linc, I'll give you on that note. Again, We Are Vapers.
Oh, they are.
Please help. We Are Vapers. Do everything you can. He's looking for. I'll let you tell us what you need, brother.
So we're looking for one production crew to help at the various locations that we're going to be filming the documentary at. as well as we're looking for some financial support. Our goal is to raise $20,000, and we're about a little over $5,000 away from meeting that goal. So every dollar counts. So if you can, go to the indiegogo.com/wearevapers and help out there, or send me an email and come join the crew and get some real experience making a feature-length documentary.
Excellent.
Hey, Linc, be sure to contact me after the broadcast. Just like I told Elaine, I think I can figure out a way that we can help raise some money for you as well.
Awesome. Really appreciate that, Lee.
Cool. All right, so this is we're bringing it to a close again. Isaac.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, brother. Where can we get a hold of you these days?
I'm pretty much in emails and phone calls. So.
Okay. Visit. What's the name of your sub forum over there?
Oh, Ikenvape, my man.
Ikenvape.
Ikenvape.
You're the man.
You are, Drew.
How can I be the man when you're the man? Go ahead, Lo.
More thing out there for any of the vendors that are paying attention. We Are Vapors now has banners that you can download right to your website, and we also have a printable flyer that you can download for free and print out and include with your orders to help circulate the information, let the world know that We Are Vapors is coming.
Excellent.
So please get involved and post these banners on your website and get the flyers, and let's all do this together because we're all in it together.
Excellent. Leaoford, take us out, brother.
Drew?
It's always a pleasure, bro, and you're an icon in the industry, brother. Thanks for taking out the time. I know you got up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. You've been here all night with me. Been a great help, great asset, brother. We appreciate, we love you, man. And listen, hold down the fort over there in Shenzhen. Keep an eye on them little manufacturers over there. Make sure they're not doing nothing to our juice. Go ahead.
Actually, if I can take just one moment as a reward for all the audience members that actually stuck with us all the way through to the end. I know I've been hinting at a lot of things without showing. I'm going to show one thing, and my partners will just have to live with it. This is the new battery that we're going to be coming out with. It should be available in just a couple of weeks. Ain't it a pretty thing?
Is that
This isn't even the logo version.
Listen, is that
Wait till you see that.
I think they're illegal in New Jersey now. That's that flip paint. Is that paint like you're not allowed to paint your car like that anymore in Jersey? Because the cops can't tell what color your car is. What do they call it? Flip-flop paint? The flip-flop paint job? The flip-flop battery.
Very pretty.
It's not flip-flop. Full details will be released when the battery is ready to launch.
All right, brother. Listen, thanks again, Leaoford. Truly, man. Thanks so much. And I'll see you in a few weeks, brother. See you in a few weeks. We'll go have some. We got to go to the hot pot place again.
Pizza place I'll show you when you get here.
A pizza place?
New York style pizza.
No way. Get out of town.
Did they import the water?
Listen, Dan, you know I'm from Jersey. You know you ain't pulling off no Chinese New York style pizza unless you're making it. All right, brother. Thanks again, man. Always a pleasure, Leaoford. And thanks, man. Thanks so much. Take care.
You bet. Bye-bye.
All right, we're signing out, folks. Thanks, everybody, for participating.
Good night,
again,
everybody.
if I say thanks to everybody one more time, my tongue's going to fall out. You've been watching Ecigtv, World Vaping Day on Ecigtv. Over and out, man. Keep an eye on us. We're going to have some surprises coming up. I'm not sure when our next broadcast is going to be exactly. Thanks to Florida, Laurel, Suncoast Vapors Meet. Everybody get the Vape Fest, Vape Stock in Florida, Vape Bash in Chicago. We Are Vapors. Everybody, thanks so much for watching. Like I said, I'm not sure when we're going to be up again, but thanks for tuning in. Over and out.